Faelyn had traveled along the dark road many times. He had heard the stories about a creature that would scare travelers, reports of a woman screaming out in the forest near the road. Some say the sound even followed them for several miles, often sounding like it was just behind them. Some have reported seeing a ghostly woman with long hair roaming aimlessly on the road at night. There's even a teenage rite of passage in the nearby town of Saxondale to spend the night just off the road to prove how brave you are. Faelyn didn't mind these stories. He didn't believe in ghosts, and besides, he was in too big a hurry to care. He needed to get his sister's wedding ring to Bradford for her wedding the next day. He began his journey from Saxondale. Call it luck or fate, he came upon the stretch of road just as dusk was turning the sky pink. As he walked, he pulled out the ring to look at its beauty. He jumped at the sound. The scream was blood-curdling, and right behind him, he spun around to see a woman floating over him in the air. Her face covered in strands of hair that moved about as if tossed by the wind, but it was a still night. Her dress, the same blowing towards the ground but never reaching it. Her mouth agape as she looked down at the ring in Faelyn's hand and let out another scream. His ears nearly burst, and he whirled around and began running. He had to get away from this terrible creature, the horrible face, the loud, gut-wrenching scream, which he thought sounded almost sad. He ran for what seemed like hours until he felt a cold sensation on the back of his head. He began slow at first and became unbearably cold, like putting a piece of ice wrapped in cloth on your bare skin. His feet betrayed his mind as he turned to face the creature again. He could see what seemed to be a smile on her face, and she spoke to him.
"What a beautiful ring!"
She grasped his hand and held it up with the ring and let out another scream. This time the fright of what happened stopped his heart, and his body fell to a lump on the ground. He didn't make it to his sister's wedding, and when they found him the next day, they didn't find